Hey everybody, it is Crystal Green. Today is June 30th of 2021, and this is the documentation of my Bible reading on video, posting on Facebook and on YouTube. So, Job 31 through 33 is my reading today. And looking through it, I remember thinking about verse 24 through technically 27 of Job 31, when it says, "If I have made gold my hope, or said to fine gold, you are my confidence." And that is just verse 24, but all the way through 27, it lists off the things that technically would have been placed as an idol. So if we were to change our verbiage, such as, you are my confidence, Starbucks, because I just need you more than anybody else in the world. Not busting on anybody who needs caffeine, but just as a silly little example. But that would be it. I mean, the verbiage would change. Still in my head, I see the verbiage has changed on how I handle things. Still growing on that. And I had to look up iniquity, because I kept thinking, I know this word, but I may not understand what it truly means. And it's just simply the depth of sin. So when they say look upon the sins of the father, or the iniquities of the father, you're really looking at how heavily or how deeply the sin is. But just a vocabulary word I felt like I needed to look up. But here is my verse for the day. Quote, did not he who made me in the womb make them? Did not the same one fashion us in the womb? And that is Job 31, verse 15. So, of course, the word one, capital O-N-E, because that is his name, the one, fashioned us. You start thinking, okay, I've joked around with friends, sister from another mister, brother from another mother, close friends you enjoy spending time with. And there are the times where you start seeing people that you may not agree with, you may not enjoy spending time with, you may not even know them, frankly. And that could be the reason why you just don't understand them. But it comes down to this. He has fashioned each and every one of us. That is truly brotherly love, is it not? The fact that he fashioned us, right? I had to write some notes down. I remember the greatest of all things is love. That's something that people have quoted. It is very important. The greatest commandment is love. So we would be loving someone who is technically, and gosh, not even technically, they are our brother, they are our sister. That is who is a sibling in God. So not just a brother or sister, a sibling in God's name, in his image. We had such a craziness over COVID. People went and found all sorts of creative ways to connect with each other, to celebrate birthdays, graduations, to celebrate weddings, to celebrate life and the fact that they miss and love each other. And then we also had so much turmoil in the news, so much turmoil on social media. Who was going to accept this and who was going to be in charge of this president? You name it. There was turmoil and things. These turmoils, these topics separated us ever so greatly and got in the way of us seeing each other as siblings. Yes, there is sibling rivalry, but then there's also the understanding that the same one who created me is the same one who has created you, who loves you equally, who cares and created you with such detail, oh so much. How can I not respect that? I want to respect that. There are I see contradictory things where it seems like, hey, don't trash the planet, but I'm not worried about whether someone lives or dies. And I'm not putting a stance out there. This isn't a political statement. It feels so contradictory. That's it. Just because I don't understand doesn't mean that I shouldn't have a loving kindness for someone else. And the definition for the full word, which is LOVINGKINDNESS, and that is a capital L, loving kindness, that is one word. It is gentle and steadfast mercy. Gentle and steadfast mercy. Yes, we are to love, but we are also to grant mercy, for us to understand what mercy feels like. It is a greater understanding of being able to bless someone else with that and recognize how we also receive that. It's just, yes, these are siblings, but God made each and every one of us in such great detail. How is that not so beautiful? That is loving kindness, is that not? Created in loving kindness, because he took the time to put every eyebrow on our faces, every eyelash in their place, every freckle, every bit of it, every shade, every age, all things, great or small. That is loving kindness. And he shows us how to do that. Christ really lived the life of how to do that. And for us to practice that day in and day out, the best that we can, learning, gaining understanding, and growing in our wisdom in the process of doing that. I'm working on that. He's working on me with that, and I'm grateful for it. So that is my Bible verse today, Job 31:15. Did not he who made me in the womb make them? Did not the same one fashion us in the womb? Have a great evening.